challenge group with us. You know, so that might be a way to kind of approach things, is using that health bet. And then also another exciting thing is the cooking show that's coming up, the Fixate cooking show. So next month, I'm going to do with Erin, going to do a free group with the Beachbody On Demand and somehow incorporate the Fixate cooking show somehow. I haven't figured it all out yet, but I thought that would be a good tool for, you know, if you wanted to use that. And then obviously we're in the middle of Team Cup. So hopefully you're all on a Team Cup team. If you're not, that's okay. You can get on the next one. It's just a good way to keep each other motivated and work together as a team to reach goals, and Beachbody rewards you with cool prizes. So anywho, so what we're going to talk about tonight is goals, volume, and reverse engineering. So what I'm going to do is, first off, going to show you where you can see your volume. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And I'm going to get into my, hold on a second here. You don't need a third grade supply list. Yeah, Sarah was watching you earlier. Hold on. This thing was at the, okay, I'm just going to go over here. Sorry, guys. I got to type this in because the tabs are covered up. Anyway, give me just a minute to sign in, and I'll show you where you can volume. Once you rank advanced to Emerald and above, you really should be checking your volume on a regular basis. It really gives you insight as to how your team's doing. It helps you think about where you need to be. Okay, so I'm on my Coach Online office. You go to a Coach Online office, your volume will show right here, and you can see right now what my left leg volume is right now and what my right leg volume is. And so you can tell just by looking at those numbers which one is my strong and which one's my weak. You can also go to my business, my volume. I always do it this way because it's just a clearer, I can see it better. So you can see how your volume has been for all the months. So you can see my left leg is super high. That's my strong leg. And I have a really strong leg because, like, I have Sarah Lenore on that leg, and Wendy Spencer, and, you know, Christine Dwyer is actually on that leg. So I have a strong leg there. And then you can see that this is my weak leg because it has less volume on it. You can always tell. Now, I've gotten to the point that I've checked my volume enough that I know if I'm going to have I can sense what kind of week financially I'm going to have. So I can tell by looking at these numbers, you know, where I'm going to be. So that's where you check your volume. So I have a little PowerPoint I've got for you on this so we can be a little bit more organized with, oh, I know why I couldn't get on. Give me a second. All right. I had it on my other computer when it decided not to work on me tonight. Okay. So I don't know how to move this over. I'm sorry, you guys. There we go. I can't see it.
My iPad is not charged.
Okay. I'm really sorry, you guys. I don't know why it's not doing that. Awesome. I can't get on it. This is my account. Let me try one more time. Well, I had a nice little PowerPoint for you all. I don't know why it's not working. Sign out. Oh, I have to sign out. I thought I did. Okay, give me a second, guys. That's Greg's account. There we go. That's why it's not working. Okay. Try this again. I swear to you, I was more prepared. Okay. And I called it reverse engineering. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. Okay. We'll get there, I promise. Okay, here we go. So reverse engineering your financial goals. That's what we're going to be talking about today. And how do we get it to arrange tools? I don't know how to do it in present. There we go. Okay, here we go. Oh, the life of having 4 kids. Okay, reverse engineering. So one thing, I haven't done it this week, so one of my goals this week is to create a vision board. And I know, and I saw Sarah Bry has one, which is really cool. She has her office really lined up with a lot of visuals for her to see on a regular basis. And I encourage you to do that, because seeing those, just visually seeing that on your wall is going to help you remember why you're doing this every day. Okay. And it's also important to have those big goals, but then it helps you have those big goals so you can start thinking about, okay, what am I going to do to get to those big goals? And so that vision board helps you see the bigger picture, and then you can pare it down. So I put in here, include your family on it, because I think it's important for your kids to understand what you're doing, you know, and why you're doing it, and where do they fit in it, so that they're kind of part of this. Like I said, it's something that I plan on doing before the kids get back to school. I want to sit down, I'm going to get some magazines and do the old school poster board, the whole 9, and include them, like what would life be like if mommy were home every day and not at work? What would that be like? If you could dream, you know, whatever you want, what would you hope for our family? Like, I want to include my kids on that conversation. And your goals should include financial goals, physical goals, you know, if you have some physical transformations you're working on, goals for your family, and where do you see you and your family when you reach that goal? Like, what does that picture look like? And then we break down those big goals into small goals. And then, again, post it to where you can see it every day. So I think it's important to kind of start with that. Okay, so now down to the nitty gritty. We're going to talk about Team Cycle Bonus. Now, a lot of people have some questions and wonder, like, what is Team Cycle Bonus? I don't really understand it, so I want to hit it so everyone understands. The Team Cycle Bonus is incredibly important. It is where you're going to build your residual income, and it doesn't just come out of nowhere. And I know we talk about when you hit Emerald, Ruby, Diamond, and beyond, that's when you're going to start getting that Team Cycle Bonus. Yes, you'll start getting it a little bit, but I'm going to tell you how you're going to get the big Team Cycle bonuses. And I want to explain also the difference between personal volume and team volume. Personal volume, PV, is anything you buy from your account or anything you personally sell. Okay, so that's personal volume. Team volume is anything your personally sponsored coaches buy or sell. Okay, so a personally sponsored coach of mine, Kathy Benson. So every time she orders Shakeology or her HD goes through, I get that's team volume for me. If she sells a challenge pack, that's TV for me. Okay, so that's team volume. Anytime I get Shakeology, or if I sell a challenge pack, that's PV for me. Okay, so that's the difference between personal volume and team volume. Team Cycle Bonus is based off everyone in your downline. So not just your personally sponsored coaches. It is all the way down. Okay, so that's why it's incredibly important to grow working coaches and people that are motivated and excited and, you know, want to grow teams. That's where you're going to get that big Team Cycle Bonus from, and continuing to work towards that. So cycling, how does it work? Obviously, you probably heard these numbers. Emeralds get $14 per cycle. Rubies get $16 per cycle. Diamonds get $18 per cycle. Emerald is one coach on each leg, active coaches. Ruby, that's a little bit more interesting. It's like an emerald on one leg and a certain number of coaches on one. And actually, I don't honestly know the specifics of that, because most of the time people skip Ruby and go right to Diamond. And Diamond is where you have 4 on each leg and an emerald on each leg. And you get 18 per cycle for that. So you only cycle through team volume, not your personal volume. You could sell up the wazoo, be a diamond, but if your team isn't doing anything, you're not going to get Team Cycle Bonus. So that's really important to know. And it's great to have a big month of Success Club points, but if your team is not producing, you're going to struggle with that residual income. You're going to be working your tail off every month, and that's great. You should be, but you're going to be relying on yourself constantly if you don't build that team. So Beachbody works on a binary payment schedule. So basically, it's based on volume on each leg. So here's where it gets a little confusing for some people. You cycle Okay, so let's say you're a diamond. You cycle every time one leg gets 100 volume and the other gets 200. So the 100 is your weak leg, the 200 is your strong leg. So let's say you have your strong leg produces, just for numbers' sake, 1,000 volume points. And then your weak leg is 500. So obviously you're going to cycle 5 times, okay? Because it's cycling 5 100 times on your weak leg and 5 200 times on your strong leg. Hopefully that makes sense if I can explain it well. So you'd go 5 times 18. That's how much money you made in Team Cycle bonus. So you'd have to do the math there. And that is only for one Team Beachbody work week. So that's Thursday morning at 12:01 all the way through Wednesday evening the following week at midnight. Okay, and so that's where that Team Cycle bonus is only for that. And then you start fresh at 0 that following Thursday. So this is also why coach placement is so important, because if you think about, if you saw my volume, sometimes my volume on my strong leg is like 13,000. And if I'm only producing 3,000 on my weak leg, think of all those points that are getting wasted. Now they do get, there are some use for it, but for purposes that we're talking about right now, I really want you to think about and look at that weak leg and that strong leg, because the weak leg is, you want to build that as much as you can. You want it to get as equal as that strong leg so that you can maximize the cycling. Okay, so that coach placement is so important. Make sure, if you're not completely certain about the coach placement, you must consult with your coach or a coach that really understands placement in our team. So it doesn't have to be your upline coach. It can be your upline coach. It doesn't matter, but make sure you're consulting with someone who really understands that, so that, because if you place wrong, it could affect your income tremendously down the road. So just keep that in mind. All right. So the next, did I skip a slide or was that it? No, I didn't. Oh, sorry. All right, reverse engineering income based on Team Cycle bonus. So I'm just you want to identify your goal. So whatever your financial goal is, like mine right now is to make $2,000 per week by this time next summer. Okay, that's my goal. I'm not there yet, obviously. So that's my goal. That's where I want to be. So how you determine what you're going to do to get there. There's a little formula. It's pretty simple, actually. It's your financial goal divided by the dollars per cycle. So if you're a diamond, it would be $18. So you see here that what I wrote here is $2,000 is my goal, divided by $18 equals, I need 112 cycles on my weak leg, okay? And then you do those 112 cycles times 100, which is the volume. I need to have roughly 11,000 volume points on my weak leg for me to get 2,000 per week. So that's a big number, obviously. Now you have to keep in mind, that's not taking into account anything you sell that week. That's not taking into account your husband's account. That's not taking into account your second business center if you have one yet. So sometimes I keep that in mind. You kind of have to keep those two things in mind. So that's a number that I'm ultimately looking for, is to have that. And if your income goal is 200 per week, you can plug that in. 200 divided by your $18 per cycle, and that's how many times you need to cycle, and you multiply that by 100. And so when you look at your volume, when you're tracking that, it starts to give you an idea, and then it kind of gives you an idea, how is my team doing on that weak leg or that strong leg or whatever it is? And then you kind of know, all right, I've got to I've got to support some of these coaches a little bit more, or maybe I need to have more regular conversations with some of these coaches to help them out. Okay, so this isn't an exact science, but there's some coaches that have kind of tested this out to help you determine. Typically, someone who's making $2,000 per week consistently, you should be adding 5 coaches per month, 5 new challengers per month, Success Club 10, and 5 of your personally sponsored coaches should get to Success Club 5. And so the way they've mathematically figured it out is it should be 2 times whatever that number is. So you should be doing 10 invites to the coaching opportunity per week, 20 follow-ups per week, 10 new conversations per week. You should be adding 10 new friends per week. And then you repeat that for the challengers. That's just for the coaching opportunity. Then you repeat that for the challengers. Okay, now I also did it for the 1,000. You should be adding 4 new coaches per month, 4 new challengers per month, at least Success Club 8. And 4 of your personally sponsored coaches should be getting to Success Club 5. That's the goal. And so this kind of breaks it down to what you should be aiming for. Just statistically speaking, if you do these numbers, if you invite to the coaching opportunity 8 times per week, if you follow up that much, these new conversations, you're going to be successfully working towards that goal. Okay, and again, you have to do that for challengers. So you're going to do 8 invitations to a fitness program or a challenge group. You're going to do 16 follow-ups on, regarding to that. So you've got to get your system down, and that can be another call. But I'm still working on my system, and actually, Kathy Benson really helped me with that. Today, she nailed down a really good tracking system that I'm super excited about because I think that's going to totally make a difference. But anyway, that's another call. And then let's say you want to make 250 per week. So these are some of the goals you're going to be looking at. You want to start adding at least 2 new coaches per month. Obviously we want you to hit Success Club, so it really should be Success Club 5. But and you want to get 2 of your personally sponsored coaches to Success Club 5. And then again, these are the numbers we're looking at to aim at. So it kind of gives you a little bit more of a direction. At least it does for me, so I know what I need to do. And you just kind of have to put your nose to the grind and do it. Obviously we have to look at our conversations, and sometimes we need to analyze what we're saying and things like that. But generally speaking, if you're doing these activities and you're constantly reaching out and you're constantly putting valuable posts out on your page and start doing those live videos, if you haven't been doing them, Sarah Bry's been doing a great job with those. I need to get my booty on board. I did one today finally. I'm like, I got to start doing these, but it really makes a big difference. Your traction's going to increase a lot by doing live videos. So as far as what to do, where do you go from here? Check your volume regularly. You should understand it and check it. Obviously, consult your coach when placing a new coach, and track your coaches. Like, know what's going on with them. If you look at your sponsorship drill down, you should be able to see what's going on with them. If they have some coaches going inactive, that's going to affect their rank, or maybe they're struggling, so really building that residual income is going to come from your downline and from supporting them and helping them reach their goals. We still need to work on our business. We still need to be recruiting. We still need to be doing all those things, but that residual income is going to come from our downline. And us understanding that and knowing where to place coaches and things like that is going to pay you in dividend. It's going to pay out so much in regards to that team cycle bonus down the road. And when I first started, for a year and a half, I swear to God, Wendy, my upline coach, would constantly say, what's your volume at? I'm like, I don't know. I would say that to her. I'm like, I have no idea. She's like, you need to check it. And I'm like, whatever. I just do my vital behaviors every day. But I'm telling you what, once I started paying attention to it, it made a difference. I don't know. It made a difference. I started seeing a difference in my checks because I felt like my focus was a lot more laser, like, oh, okay, this is what's going on. Like, even when I look at my volume, I have a lower volume week this week. I already know my check's going to be lower this week. And that means I really got to get my butt in gear this next week and keep recruiting. And we have a What is Coaching call on Sunday. And I honestly want to get 5 coaches out of the deal, And so I've got my mind, it kind of gives me a little bit better focus. So I hope that makes sense for you guys. I'm going to exit here and stop share. Sorry for all the craziness with my computer and not being able to log in and all that stuff. Does anyone have questions about reverse engineering or anything like that? Go ahead and unmute yourself if you have a question. Anyone? Do you? Sarah, you're muted. Let me see.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you for that. That helped me a ton. My question, I checked my volume today. My weak leg is no longer my weak leg.
That's okay. That's actually...
Well, That's a good thing. I mean, they're close, but what was my weak leg, now that volume's about 400 more. So I don't know how to place coaches. I have, my left was my weak. Or no, my left was my strong. My right was my weak, so I was building that up. I have 15 coaches on that leg. I have 8 on my other leg, which was my strong. So now I'm thinking I need to place my next coaches on that leg. Is that right?
I mean, the goal, honestly, is to get them relatively equal, because what happens is you will get carryover volume, which but the goal should be to get your weak leg and your strong leg almost equal. So the fact that you're at that point is actually a really good thing. Mine is not even close, and it's partially due to where Wendy placed me. I actually had a good placement because I have a crazy strong leg, but for me to reach that, it's going to take me forever. But so it's not a bad problem to have. So as far as your next coach, I would place it on probably the weak leg. Or you also have to kind of think about, for purposes, I know you have 2 really strong coaches that are going to hit diamond any day.
Right. I think one might be hitting tonight. I think she's hitting tonight. I'm like so pumped for her because she's worked her butt off.
But I mean, you have to also think about like potential coaches and where you need to be as far as rank advancement too, if that makes sense.
Well, I am kind of thinking toward that second business center.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're going to have
and where I want that to go, because doesn't that get placed on my weak leg?
Yep, you will place that on your weak leg, yes.
Okay.
Second business center on your weak leg.
Okay, so now I want to just build up my left leg again. Left was my strong, and now it's my weak. So I want to build that one up.
Right.
Okay.
What I would say with the second business center, let's look at it before you do it, because you might want to keep it on your original weak leg, because that other leg will probably continue to grow because you have coaches that are adding on there. But we'll look at it. We'll have to look at it.
Okay. I think I'm 7 weeks out from that.
Yes, you're pretty close. You're going to be 2-star. So, but then again, coach placement, like if you're going to be working towards 5-star at some point, we're going to start talking about like placing where you're going to place your strong coaches or potentially strong coaches, like who has potential to become a diamond. You're going to strategically place them so that you can hit that goal.
Because what do you need for 5-star?
You would need 3 diamonds on one leg, 2 on the other.
Okay. That's my goal for next summer.
So yeah, great. That's awesome.
I'm shooting for the moon.
You do it. See, like for me, I have 1 diamond on my strong, and I have 2, almost 3 diamonds on my weak. So I need to get another diamond on my strong to get to 5-star, because I have 3. Well, my second business center will go diamond in the next week, and then so I have to get a diamond on that strong to get 5-star. I won't get there. I can have 1,000,000 diamonds on my week, and it doesn't matter.
Okay, gotcha. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have any other questions or anything they want to share? Anything you want to share? All right, so everyone's going to start checking their volume, right? If you're not an emerald yet, there's no point to check your volume yet, because it's not going to matter. But once you get to emerald, start checking it. And if you're not emerald yet, you'll know right when you get there that that's what you're going to start looking at, and that's what's going to matter. And there are some coaches that are diamond and above that don't get a lot of volume because they don't have a lot of working coaches. So we constantly want to, recruit for working coaches. So, and I see some chats. I don't know if there's any questions on here. Oh, can we get a copy of the PowerPoint? Yes. Oh, can I go back to 2000? I'm sorry. I will send it to you. All right, cool. All right, yep, I'll send that all to you. It was just on my Google Drive. I probably can share it on Team All Stars. I'll see if I can do that. So, but yeah. All right, cool, guys. Well, that was not too long. It was only about a half hour. So sorry about all the goofy stuff getting on my husband's account. I had to switch computers. It was a mess, but anyway. So, all All right. Well, it's good to see you all. I think tomorrow, I don't know, Wendy's kind of changed up her time for her Zoom. So I'll post it in the group once I find out what's going on in there, because she was doing them Thursday nights and she seemed to be switching them around. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But anyway, there's a What Is Coaching call on Sunday. I'll touch base with some of you who are hosting it with me. We can touch base in the next couple days. And then if you don't have a spouse, what are your recommendations about coach placement? As in, like, where to place your first coach and your second coach? Like, you really just want to, you're just going to want to get one coach on each leg, honestly. If you don't have a spouse, but if you have like a sibling or someone close to you, I mean, that's a different story. We can talk about that. But if you don't have like a family member that you can work their business for, which you didn't hear me say, because Beachbody says you're not supposed to work your business for anyone in your family, but everyone does it, then it doesn't really matter. But to get to Emerald, you're just going to want a coach on each leg. And that can be a discount coach. It can be a working coach. It doesn't matter as far as rank advancement purposes go. So once you start having those conversations, and once you start having someone that is, interested in coaching, let Kristen know or let one of us know, and we'll help you out. So, and Missy, you're going Diamond tomorrow, I hear. You hope so. I'll be checking tomorrow morning. I can't hear you.
I know. There we go. I do have one quick question. So I should be at 10 tonight or whenever it catches up. And right now, Chad is at 2. With it being a team cup, do I keep adding or do I start putting on his? What do you suggest?
How's your team doing?
They're like silent, like they are just sneak attacking me. I had one that signed up a coach yesterday that I had no idea she was even signing up a coach. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're working hard. I have some more conversations going that I think I could probably get maybe 2 to 4 more points this month. So I don't know if I should add them to mine or if I should try to get Chad to 5.
Normal.
He'll be Emerald tomorrow. So he'll be Emerald tomorrow. And then my coach on my left should sign up her husband tonight to be Emerald as well.
For your personal business, I would always say your husband.
Okay.
But that's a tough call. I mean, maybe get him to 5 and then go back on yours.
Okay. I
don't know. I don't really know how to. Maybe post that in team or the Good Vibes Tribe and see what other people think.
Okay.
That's a call.
Yeah. I did message Wendy, but I know how busy she is, so I'm sure she'll get back to me when she can. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me think on that, but
okay.
It probably is kind of a quick thing you need to figure out. It's kind of if your team is like, if it's close call, obviously put it on your team. I mean, what you're going to get out of Team Cup is you guys are going to get prizes.
Right.
By putting Success Club points under your husband, it's going to help you out more, honestly.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know, but it's hard to say which is the better decision. So that probably didn't too much.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't know this is the first that I've had. I mean, I've been able to put stuff under him so quickly. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, because you want to get yourself to 10 and then start focusing.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, focus on your business. You already are contributing quite a bit to your team, but maybe get your husband to 5 and then get yourself and then hit some more for yourself.
Okay.
You have a crazy month because it's only halfway through.
I know. I'm super excited. It's those ones that I talked to a year ago that are finally like, okay, I'm ready. That's what it's been.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So thank you, Sarah Bry, for asking a year ago, girlfriend. This is where it started.
Right.
Yeah. So, okay. Thanks, Sarah.
Yep. All right, cool. I'm just reading through the chats. We're good. All right, you guys are awesome. Keep up the good work. Message me with any other, and I'll think about that, Missy, and if I have any other, good thoughts about that, I'll let you know. All right, y'all, have a good night, and I will post this in Team All Stars so you can look at it, and I will get the PowerPoint shared to you all as well. All righty, I'll talk to you soon.